CFB Imperialism episode 3 is here. If you haven't seen the first two episodes, go ahead, click off this video, watch the first two, come back here, figure out how it all works. But if you're going to be stubborn, stick around, I'll go through it anyway. We have how many teams left? This is what the map looks like. We have 113 teams left. I'm going to try to get through 10 more teams today, 10 more eliminations. First, we start by spinning the wheel. The team selected is Buffalo. They are the Bulls. We'll pull them up here on the map. They're up here. They play Syracuse or Penn State or maybe Pitt, depending on the arrow spin. It looks like they're going to play... Oh, maybe Army. I think that's Army. Okay, so we're going to have Buffalo play at Army in our first game. Army is a 74 overall with a 69 offense and a 68 defense. Buffalo somehow is lower in overall. Their offense is abysmal, 64 overall. 6-minute quarters, exhibition game. Here we go. At Metro Stadium, Army has already won a couple of games, I think. They've got a pretty big territory. Audio is just a little bit laggy here. It's because I have to cast this from my console to my computer so I can switch between all my tabs, windows. Then we just sim through the game. Unloaded, I guess, a little bit. Usually try to. No score in the first quarter at all. Still 0-0. Army scores, both teams score right before halftime at 7-7. Now Buffalo leads by a field goal into the third quarter. Now up by 6. Looking to pull a big upset here. Did they do it? They did it. Wow. Buffalo wins 13-7. That is the lowest scoring game we've had so far. That was ugly. Wow. Alright. So I guess Army's gone now. Buffalo went to West Point and took them down. Super strange looking territory now, as it goes through all of central southern New York up into Connecticut and Massachusetts and New Hampshire. I try to center the logos as best I can. It looks pretty centered. Buffalo, strong hold over the Northeast now. They'll remain on the wheel, but Army will not. 112 teams to go. FAU or ECU? It will be East Carolina. East Carolina has not yet played a game. They're down here in the mess that is North Carolina. They're going to try... I think they're going to play North Carolina State in the first game. They will. It'll clip this little tail here, this tail end of NC State. So we have the Pirates at the Wolfpack. There's East Carolina. East Carolina's a 77 overall. Not bad. But NC State's an 87 overall. So definitely pretty big advantage for the pack. This also is a rivalry game. This is the first game for both teams this season.
And the fans here on this leg of Tobacco Road have been getting ready since early this morning.
Field goal from East Carolina to give them the lead. Now NC State ties it up, and a lead by 9, 11. 17-14 score. Wolfpack leads now a 10-point lead, extending it up by 20. It looks like the Pack are going to win this one. 34 to 14 is the final. Took care of business. They were a 10 overall favorite. Not a massive difference, really. Oh, I just found out I can zoom in and out with my page up and down numbers on my keyboard. That's cool. So we'll expand this NC State logo a little bit. Center it up. Map's still looking pretty good. Iowa State made this so ugly last episode. They took down Missouri and Memphis. It is just gnarly. So ECU off the wheel. The next team will be Marshall. Marshall has an opportunity here to play Maryland, but they could play a bunch of other teams too. Where's the arrow? The arrow will not take them to Maryland. It will take them to Virginia Tech, I believe. Yeah, that'll be Vatek. Interesting. I'm gonna watch the intro. It's not Enter Sandman, but it's worth a watch. Marshall's a 74 overall, Vatek's an 87 overall. 6-minute quarters. I think if I go into my main game settings, I can change that to automatically be 6-minute quarters. I just haven't done it yet. Not sure how well y'all can hear this, but it's pretty cool. I don't know what those people are doing. It's not the proper song because they couldn't get the licensing for it, which really sucks. But they did get the licensing for a couple other popular songs. 3-point lead for the Hokies to start out. It's now a 6-point lead. 2 field goals. A third field goal. There's a touchdown. 16-0. 19-0 at halftime. Virginia Tech manhandling Marshall. As expected, really. 29-7. Now 32-14. That will be the final score. Solid victory there, considering they... If I remember correctly, they couldn't get it done last year. They did play Marshall last season. I think. I might be wrong. I love their uniforms. Their jersey numbers have a pretty cool design on them. Kind of like a rock wall. Do not restart this game. Return to menu. It looks like a rock or brick wall sort of thing. It might be. It might not be. I don't know. That's just what it looks like. Pretty cool, though. Vatek moves north. They'll take Marshall's territory in southern West Virginia. And now they're going to border Maryland. This area around here gets really gross later on. At least it usually does. I've done this a couple different times, a couple different versions. In a couple different games. It's a sizable territory gain for Tech. I'm not sure if I talk about it enough. But a lot of the time, teams that win stay small. They don't play a lot of games. They don't, well, ideally, you don't play any games till you're down to 1 game left. The more games you play, more opportunities you have to lose, the larger your territory gets, which means you have more teams that will probably face you, You have a higher chance of playing another game. I don't know. It's complicated, but ideally, your team doesn't get selected for a long, long time. Louisville, they're not going to have that opportunity. They've already been selected once. This is their second time up. They beat Ball State last time. Looks like they're going to go due west and play Indiana. That is interesting. Could be a good game. Hopefully it's a good game. Louisville is an 85 overall. Indiana is an 82 overall. I haven't found a great game yet that I want to do in the snow. I'll find one.
Welcome to America's heartland, Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers. Memorial Stadium will be jumping in anticipation.
Louisville is ranked 20th, which is interesting. They did play, excuse me. They did play for the ACC championship game though last year. They've got a 3-point lead. Oh, now they're going to extend it. 16-point lead over Indiana. Now a 26-point lead over Indiana at halftime. IU trying to cut into it a little bit. They're not even going to come close to getting back in this. 43-24 final. Cardinals dominate over the Hoosiers. They get their second win.
You don't always do everything you want to do.
I'm not sure how much Louisville uses this yellow color, but it looks pretty good, and I couldn't use red again because of all the other teams in the area that wear red, like Western Kentucky and Cincinnati had to be gray because I couldn't use the red colors. Ball State was over here, Indiana. It's just a bunch of red teams, so yellow had to work. And it looks pretty good, actually. Solid start for Louisville. They'll stay on the wheel. Louisville. Indiana. Indiana's gone. 109 teams to go. Played a couple games already. We'll play another one. The next team is FAU. FAU's down here somewhere. FIU, new addition because of the new game. They are now on the map. FAU is going to go... they can't go that way. They can't go that way. It goes into the ocean. They're going to play South Florida. Okay. So they're going to just... one of these two teams is just going to cut the state in half. It's going to look pretty strange. South Florida is the home team. There is USF. Some trouble finding them. .77 overall from FAU and an 80 overall from South Florida. It's an AAC matchup.
Welcome to Tampa, Raymond James Stadium, and while it is indeed home to the 2021 Super Bowl champion Buccaneers,
Raymond James looking pretty clean in this game. South Florida up by 4. Now they're down by 3. At halftime, the score is 13-7 FAU leads. They have now extended their lead 26-7. 26-14. Can the Bulls get back in this? No.
A
So
strong,
FAU, a little bit of an upset here.
workmanlike effort from
29-14
this
final.
team.
Owls
No
win it.
frills, just get the job done and get the win.
They're staying alive. I'm not sure how much of a rivalry that is, but maybe now that they're both in the same conference, it'll spark at least a little bit of a rivalry. Everyone loves a good rivalry. My mic's still working? Yeah, okay. Gotta make sure everything's still working sometimes. Going back to the wheel. FAU stays, USF goes. Play a couple more games here. Next team selected is Wyoming. Wyoming hasn't played yet. They're way out west. They've got the entire state to themselves. Wyoming is one of the few teams that can take a free territory. They could either take South Dakota or Montana, and that would be their turn. They don't have to play a game for that. But no, looks like they're gonna play Colorado. Let's see. Center of the logo. Yeah, I think it's Colorado. We'll play this one in the snow for fun. Colorado is way overrated in this game, and 87 is ridiculous. Wyoming, I can only imagine. I'm going to guess 76. 77. All right. Six minutes. Let's go 6 p.m. Snowy. Random weather. That's interesting. That would throw a whole new wrench in this thing.
Colorado, one of the most picturesque locations in the world, let alone for college football, and you will see plenty of buffaloes roaming here.
Count me in as a Colorado hater. Not because I hate the school or anything, but Dion and his kids and his kids' friends' attitude is just pretty off-putting. And they still suck, so... I wouldn't be surprised if they make it pretty far in this, just because they're highly rated. We've got a massive lead over Wyoming. 34-16, 34-23, 41-23 final. Buffs win it.
It's just not your day. Things just didn't work.
In the
And that
snow.
seemed to be
It
the case
was
here.
pretty, at least.
They didn't get the W.
Nice view.
They didn't do enough. But now you start to think.
Wrong color. There we go. Colorado picks up one of the larger territories that was available to them. Just defending their home turf. Wyoming, sadly off the wheel. Wyoming's a team I'm really considering doing a rebuild with. Virginia Tech selected now. Before getting in the next game, if you could go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, turn your notifications on, I'd really appreciate that. It helps me a ton, and it would help you see these videos faster by turning those notifications on. Something like 98% of y'all aren't subscribed. If even half of y'all did it, I'd be at 1K like tomorrow. So anyway, that would help. Appreciate it. Vautech over here. This is tough. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Zoom out. All right. Where's the there's the arrow. Going straight like that. I think it hit Wake Forest. Yeah. So I think Virginia Tech's going to play Wake Forest. It's tough. I try to bring up the arrow when I bring up the arrow every time, just to make sure. But I don't know. I try to make it as accurate as I can. Nothing is going to be perfect, but it's worth a try. I wonder if you can make it snow at like South Alabama Stadium.
Stop along Tobacco Road, which is home to the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, and the fans have been
Wake is another team that I'm strongly considering doing a rebuild or a dynasty series with. Because they aren't good. They were decent when they had Sam Howell. It's a small school, small stadium. The uniforms are dope. They've got a bunch of cool rivalries. They're in a power conference, which makes it more difficult. But they're 2-star, 2.5, I think. They do lead this game at halftime. It's 20-17, going to the fourth. Now 20-20. 27-20. Can Vatek tie it at the end? No. Wake Forest pulls the upset here and takes down Virginia Tech. Wow.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt
100 yards for Devion Green. Interesting. Wow. Good little run for Vatek. Good run from them. But, not making it through this video. I really love this Wake Forest logo. Y'all can't see it because of the background, but it has a that gold tan-ish outline. It is so cool. I love this logo. I'd get this logo on a hat. I'm not a Wake Forest fan, but this is a logo I'd rock. I'd rock that. I also like Virginia Tech, so I love their logos, love their uniform combos, love their history. They're probably my favorite ACC school. They remind me a lot of Texas A&M. A&M's my team, if you don't know. They've got their core. We've got a core cadets. It just seems like similar schools, lots of passion from the fan bases. I don't know. I just like Virginia Tech. Cal's the next team selected. Cal, I don't really care for Cal. Where'd the arrow go? The arrow is going to take them almost directly north. They're going to play Oregon. Cal at Oregon, both teams' first games. Might be cool to see Oregon Stadium. What's their overall? I'm going to guess 90. I was going to say 92. It's a 93. Cal probably an 80. 83 is my guess. 82. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. I wonder if they're gonna do a renovation to Austin Stadium now that they're in the Big Ten. It's one of the, I think it's one of the smaller stadiums in the Big Ten now. It is not big. I don't know how they add a second deck. If you're gonna do a renovation, I think that's how you'd have to do it. But I don't know. It'd be cool to see a rendering or something. 3. Okay, now a 10-point lead for Oregon after halftime. Their defense has not played that great. Their offense is, okay, they're showing up now. 45-27, 48-27, 55-34.
This one was a lot like a tennis match. Back
All right.
and forth, up and down.
All right.
They just couldn't quite
55-34
score enough
final.
to get the key stop to get the win.
And defenses have changed, right? It's not about limiting to low points anymore, but you got to find
That might be
ways
the
to
highest
create
scoring
turnovers.
game I've seen.
Ball back.
The Ducks remain. Golden Bears are eliminated. I know some of y'all have asked, where'd you get the map? How'd you make the map? I just opened up 3D Paint. I plopped in an image of, or like an outline of the US and its states, and I had to manually import every logo. I had to colorize it, draw the borders. It was a long process, but I think it's been worth it. I've gotten a couple series out of this map. I still think it looks awesome. Even like before you start the Imperialism, just a colorized map of all the schools. I could like print this and hang this in my room. I'd love that. Vandy's the next team selected. Actually, I might do that. That'd be pretty cool. Make it like my background or something. I love my Revly backgrounds. I don't know if you saw it, but I've got Miss Rev, A&M's mascot, back there. Where's Google? There it is. Uh-oh. This is close. Also, this is the old Vanderbilt logo. I hate the new Vanderbilt logo. It took away all the personality. It has that slight gradient, which gives it just a little bit, but I hate it so much. The star is so much better. Vandy, looks like they're gonna play Arkansas State. Nope, that's Iowa State. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Vandy's gonna play Iowa State. That's fun. Iowa State, we've seen them play a couple of times already. They're an 84 overall. Vandy is a 77 overall. I think they're actually higher in Dynasty mode. Maybe I just got an update? I don't know. I thought they were an 81. I don't know. I totally thought they were like an 81 or an 82. Anyway, headed up to Ames. Cyclones are favored.
Welcome to Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa, where the Cardinal
Cyclone
fans
power
are gathering strength as
written
they
on the
gear
field
up
with the
to
band
support
members.
their Iowa State Cyclones.
Josh Pate's really latched on to Iowa State. But personally, I don't have anything against Iowa State. But I really liked when he was more neutral. Cyclones up by 1 point. Now up by 8. Okay, they're taking a bit of a lead. 21-6 at halftime. 24-6. Going to the fourth. The Cyclones are absolutely dominating. 38-16 final score. Man, decimated Vandy.
There were moments in this game.
Absolutely decimated them. I guess I'll move this Cyclone logo just a little bit farther down into central Missouri. Just more evenly balance it, center it as best I can. Vandy is off the wheel. I'll play one more game. One more game this episode. It'll be Tulane. Tulane's gonna play their first game. Are they stuck having to play LSU? No, they could play Louisiana. They can't play the golf, so we'll have to respin if it chooses the golf. Center it. I'm gonna give it to him. I like to not go over bodies of water, but this is so minuscule. Or this body of water, not the game. The game's important, I guess. But Tulane's gonna play at Louisiana. In our final game of the episode. I do kind of like Tulane. Tulane's a team I would have done a rebuild with if they hadn't been good the last 2 years. I would do one with Louisiana, but I just did my Louisiana Monroe RIP NCAA 14 Dynasty. So I can't just get up and do the rivals. Even though I think it would be cool to rebuild the Cajuns.
And the site of the clash we have in store for you today.
Tulane's kind of the perfect team to do a dynasty with if they hadn't just gotten good the last 2 years. They have cool uniforms. They're in a great location in terms of football player quality, I guess. And they're in a solid G5 conference, so it'd be at least competitive. This game was not competitive. I didn't really narrate much of it. 43-24 final. Louisiana wins. Completely dominated them, and I'm pretty shocked. Chandler Fields for the Cajuns threw for 264 yards on a tutty. Kind of blows me out of the water there. That was a really big win for the Cajuns. And Tulane is no longer participating. Womp womp. Gotta get rid of even these like 8 pixels down here. Gotta make sure that's gone. We got one that is slightly tinted blue. Sometimes the movement in 3D Paint is just annoying. Center their logo just a little bit. This is what the map looks like after episode 3. I'll try to go over... after every episode, I try to go over the changes made. Oregon beat Cal. Wyoming lost to Colorado. Nothing happened in Texas. Tulane lost to Louisiana. Iowa State beat Vanderbilt. Louisville beat Indiana. Wake Forest beat Virginia Tech, who beat Marshall. Florida Atlantic beat South Florida. North Carolina State beat East Carolina. And Buffalo beat Army. I think that's it for this episode. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Again, appreciate it so much. If I could express more gratitude through a screen, I would, but I can't. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, peace.